And we've got our correspondent Luis Arroyo in France. He reports on the public's calls that demand to be included in the decision-making process on the globe's future.
Climate justice! Climate justice! Climate justice! Climate justice!
This is a message that civil society representatives are desperately shouting at the COP21 ahead of the second and last week of climate negotiations in Paris. Officials say everything is ready to deliver a global legally binding agreement on Friday and have praised the participation of all the parties involved in the United Nations Climate Change Conference.
That by Wednesday there will be a new text released, and then there will be some final review on final text by Thursday, and by Friday, hopefully, we should have an agreement. Ambitious, universal, and strong.
But the Secretary General also said that the so-called Paris Agreement will not be perfect, and neither will its implementation. This is exactly what civil society groups are afraid of.
Yes, they actually agreed on a negotiating text that was released yesterday, and we know that it's so far away from what the world needs today in order to survive the climate crisis. So we're here to step up our protest and to call for the countries, the governments, to do what they must do.
Over the weekend, thousands participated in the Alternative Summit, where they expressed the demands from individuals around the world. These, they say, are the voices that must be heard on par with those of the powerful entities brokering the climate change deal.
So the idea for us is to get the message that the wealthy are not going to escape from us, that we are going to go where they are so that they get the laws they need to respect our planet.
We're very clear that what's going to happen in terms of that outcome is basically a death warrant for people and the planet.
Environmentalists are planning several actions for this week as the world leaders continue taking part in the conference. Diplomatic sources say that a group of world powers led by the United States are lobbying to stop small countries from pushing to include a point in the agreement, which will essentially force big emitters to economically compensate those poorer nations affected by climate change. Climate talks continue here in Paris, but civil society groups say that rich countries don't want to pay their historic debt ahead of what could be a global binding agreement on climate change. Luis Arroyo, teleSUR, Paris.